Where do I start? When your own family attacks you, it's a different type of betrayal. But this wouldn't surprise my mom. And in fact, it doesn't really surprise me because in life, I have gotten more support from you random strangers on the internet than I have my own family. And this doesn't mean my every single person in my family, not at all. But there are a few family members who have known me my entire life, even though I haven't seen them in like 15 years, who just love to attack me and attack me. And when your own family does it, it's a very different type of hurt. You know, your family is supposed to be the people that protects you, that has your back, that reaches out to you when something is wrong, not leave mean, horrible comments threatening to expose you and your YouTube channel, the channel that I built alongside my mom to bring peace and joy and to create a safe spot place for people and a safe place for myself. I have shared so much on my channel. I started making YouTube videos when my 4-year-old was about 8 months, and I've shared birth of my two children. I've shared so much about my marriage, which is the most sacred thing to me. I've shared my mother's death. I've shared my relationship, my wonderful relationship I have with my mom. And I know deep down in my heart, and I know my mom knows this too, we had such a wonderful relationship. And the people that just attack me, they're just bitter and resentful and angry. And I am not bitter. I'm not resentful. And I'm not angry. I'm not angry at my mom for leaving me too soon. I'm not angry at her for not taking care of herself. I'm not angry at all of these people that just leave these horrible comments about me and about my sister, who I love so much in the world. And I'm not going to let these horrible, mean comments control my story, because the only person who has control over that is me. So I'm going to be really honest with you guys. What has transpired? And I'm going to start by talking about, even before my mom got sick, because about 2 years ago was most likely when my mom was experiencing symptoms that we didn't know from having brain cancer, having glioblastoma. People that get brain cancer are very high functioning individuals, people that push through, people that are fighters. And my mom was all of those things. And in hindsight, there were definitely symptoms we should have realized, but my mom was such a fighter. There was no way we would have realized that she was suffering from terminal brain cancer that would take her life just 5 months after she was diagnosed. And there were things that my mom said to me when I was pregnant with my second child. I was pregnant with Charlotte, where that really like stood up, and I really questioned. They always stuck with me. And it's very obvious from the videos that I have put out and the videos that my sister Lily has put out that we grew up in a dysfunctional family. It was very dysfunctional. I'm not saying it was dysfunctional every single day, because it definitely wasn't. And I'm not complaining about my childhood. I am actually very much at peace with everything that I have gone through as a child. I am in the process of healing. I have put in a lot of work to get to this part. I can openly discuss my dysfunctional childhood because I have overcome it. It doesn't define who I am. I can discuss my trauma because there's so much I haven't told you guys. Wait to hear about the time I was almost killed in a car accident when I was 14. My near death experience. There's a lot that happens that you don't know. And so much has happened in the last 2 years. But I can, and Lily can too. We can openly discuss our dysfunctional childhood and our dysfunctional family because we are breaking those generational chains. And when you mention something from your past to someone who also experienced it and they just shut you down, make you look like you're crazy, make you seem that you just haven't gotten over it, even though you're approaching the conversation completely like emotionless, that person hasn't gotten over it. That person has dissociated and is letting their trauma and what they dealt with define them. But when I can openly talk about what I went through as a child with no emotion, I'm not getting upset right now, I'm not boo-hooing. That is me working towards getting over it. Because there is so much we went through. I mean, my biological dad, he was basically a prostitute. He was 40 years old. He dated women that were in their 80s. It was exposed this to me. Horrible, horrible. Why would he do that? Because he was mentally disturbed. Why didn't people in my family try to protect me more? Because they couldn't. They didn't know what to do. Do I blame them? No. Do I have any animosity towards them? No. I wish them well. I don't, I'm not attacking them. I'm not knocking on their door. Why did you do blah, blah, blah? No. I can approach them with love and kindness because they are dealing with so much too. So when I saw this horrible comment that my biological aunt, my mother's own sister, made on my YouTube channel, threatening to expose me, oh, you'd be appalled at their real story. What is the real story that I haven't said in the last 3 years on this channel? The real story, this that you haven't seen me in 15 years. And I can't stand it when people say, oh, I've known them their whole life. I know exactly what type of person they are. Yeah, you might have known me my whole life, but you haven't seen me in 10 years. You haven't seen me in 13 years since I was 23. And when I was 23, I was messed up in the head. I was still dealing with the death of my biological father, who left me, like I just said, left me with a lot of trauma. I was a bartender in New Orleans doing everything you could possibly imagine. And I will openly say that. But if I turn my life around, absolutely. I don't do drugs. I barely drink alcohol. I have 3 kids. The most important thing in my entire life is my husband and my children, my relationship with my family. And I will do anything I possibly can to keep my family and my relationship, because it is the most sacred thing in my life, and my relationship with God. But people saying, oh, you'd be appalled at who these really, this is who I am. What you are seeing right now is the real me. And I am not defined by the person I was in my early 20s, because that person doesn't exist anymore. She's gone. And it's the people that attack you like this that are the same people. They haven't experienced any type of growth. So they're going to attack the people that have experienced growth. They're going to attack the people that they don't even know, because this person doesn't even know me. I'm a completely different person. She doesn't know me. I haven't seen her in, actually, since I was 20. I moved to Idaho in 25. I haven't seen her since I was 23 years old. So when my mom started really having symptoms from glioblastoma 2 years ago, she was under her body for years. We could even say 20, 30, maybe even her whole life was in flight or fright mode. She was constantly in survival mode. She wasn't at peace with herself. She wasn't at peace in her house. She wasn't at peace in her business. She was constantly just surviving to get through. She was under constant stress. She hadn't dealt with her own trauma, which was why she was constantly in survival mode. And she constantly let people take advantage of her. And this was the perfect trifecta for her to get terminal brain cancer. My mom was super high functioning. Yes, in hindsight, there were signs that we should have picked up on, but my mom would never didn't like doctors. I mean, at one point, I have these two vivid memories, which I spoke about, like mentioned earlier. I have these two vivid memories. When I was pregnant with Charlotte, I was hanging out with my mom, and I remember saying to her, "I would just be devastated if anything happened to you." And, here I am, I'm pregnant. I'm like opening up, when you're pregnant, you're very hormonal. I'm like opening up to my mom. And I remember her just like, shutting me down because she couldn't deal. She knew in her spirit that something was wrong, but she couldn't deal with it. And I don't like I'm not saying this because I blame her for anything. I don't blame her for anything. She had it really hard. And I remember saying it again. And like, I remember saying this to her quote a few times. I would just be devastated if anything happened to you. And she just like shrugged it off because she just knew something was wrong and she couldn't deal with it. And I'm saying this because I'm dealing with my issues. I have so many freaking issues. I'm dealing with them. I'm putting in the work because I'm not passing down this to my children. I have three beautiful children. I am distilling in them the importance of family, the importance of connection, the importance of sticking by your family. My mom and her family, they didn't really get along. I mean, there was healing at the end, but then certain people just attacked us horribly after she died. And this happened with a few other people as well. But when I said to my mom, I would just be devastated if anything happened to her, she just couldn't deal with my emotions at the time because she her in her inner being, she was in survival mode because she knew something was wrong and she couldn't deal with it. But there's definitely been lots of healing since my mom has passed away. I mean, Lily and I and Robbie and my dad George have never been closer. And there have been other people that really treated us horribly after my mom passed. Horribly. And I'm sharing this, first off, because I can, and because I'm not going to be threatened with by someone trying to expose me. What is there to expose? That I'm a really great wife, I'm a really great mom, putting in the work, healing my generational trauma so I don't pass it on to my kids. That's what you're trying to expose because that's what you're going to get. When my mom first got sick, I mean, I took over this business, her business, overnight. I was also 6 weeks postpartum with my second child. I mean, just to think of like everything that I have been through, everything that I have dealt with, I will say it. I don't deserve anything, but like I am really proud of myself and I know my mom would be proud of me too. And I'm not going to let anyone threaten me, attack me for exposure, attack me for honoring my mom's legacy. My mom loved her business. She also loved making these YouTube videos. She loved sharing her story with you guys. She loved it. Like, you made my mom famous, and I'm so thankful because she was so proud. And she would be really proud of me too, because it has not been easy taking over this business while having a 6-week-old baby. My mom passing away, getting pregnant a month later. And when I got pregnant with Goldie, um, in a lot of ways, my like grief journey stopped because I couldn't focus on my grief. I had to focus on my growing a baby. And now that I'm 5 months postpartum, my grief journey has now continued, and it's going deep. It's getting deeper and deeper, which is that when I say deeper and deeper, it's healing. I'm healing. And one of the reasons why I am carrying on this business is for my children. I am giving my own children the gift that my mom gave me. I am doing this for them. I can't tell you how many days, like, well, Byron and I will come in here with the kids, and Byron will help me do some things around the store, like hang pictures or like fix some light bulbs or something. And for my kids to see their parents like working together working together for a common goal is such a gift and an amazing experience that I want them to treasure. I have made my store so family friendly so that they love coming in here because I love spending time with them, and I just want to be around them all the time, because the truth is I don't have that. I don't have any help besides I'll be transparent. I have a nanny that I um pay to watch Hendrix and Charlotte 2 days a week. That's the only help I have. And I mentioned in my live video, like, my dad would help, but he works 60, 70 hours a week. He travels like Monday through Friday pretty much. But he would definitely help us. But that's very hard. So I have made my whole universe, my whole existence is wrapped around my children. And now I have this business that I can share this incredible gift, this incredible legacy that my mom has left me. And at the end of the day, it's not about family drama. It's about protecting your peace and protecting my future and my children's future. And I'm not going to let these empty threats bother me, because I am a very strong person now. I wasn't 2 years ago, but now I can handle it. Anything you throw at me, I can handle. But these people that don't treat me right and don't treat my sister right, and family members who leave these horrible, nasty comments on my YouTube channel, family members that have betrayed me, treated me horribly after my mom's death, wrote horrible things on my own mother's obituary, called the people that I love most in the world horrible names. I forgive you. And I'm so sorry that you have so much bitterness and resentment in your heart. I'm so sorry. And you know what? I can be that vessel. If you want to attack me, I can be that vessel. I don't want to be, but I can take it. I am strong enough. I can take it. If it brings you joy to attack me, I forgive you. And I hope deep in your heart you can forgive someone in your own life, and not hold any resentment or bitterness or any anger, because there's always going to be people that don't understand you, because people are really hurting in this world. It's every day isn't easy. For some people to wake up and find joy in all the little moments when you are hurting and struggling and you have to pull yourself up from the ashes is very difficult. My mom used to say when she was having a difficult time, she used to say, I'm just down in the dumps, but I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my family. I'm not going to let these empty threats get to me or bother me, because if you were writing these mean comments about me or my family again, I'm really sorry. And I forgive you. I'm sorry that you're hurting. I'm sorry you have so much bitterness and resentment and anger on your heart. I'm going to end this video with that. If you liked what I'm saying, and if you've just been along for this journey, thank you so much, everyone who has watched all my videos, who've supported me, even in my darkest moments. I really am so thankful for everything that you have done, all the nice comments. They really help me. I love reading these nice comments. It really helps at the end of the day. Just thank you so much for being here.